Hello there, and welcome to the Green Living Chats podcast brought to you by Kamath Solutions. You are listening to this week's bonus episode with Elena Junc, where she gives us some tips about superfoods and healthy meal recipes. Part 1 and 2 of our conversation, where we dig deep into minimalism in the kitchen, is available on all podcast platforms just by typing Green Living Chat, and you can have it available for you here. Let's dig into this episode. I hope you enjoy it.
So coming back to the kitchen,
okay.
another things which is helping you, it's a NutriBullet, which really helps you to blend seeds and stuff which you consume. But I like this way of when people first they created these juicer makers, then they said, no, it's not that healthy. Then they created NutriBullets, which you can blend the whole plant. And then they're saying actually eating raw carrot or apple or anything, it's much healthier because it's also massaging your gums and everything. So practically people trying to be more clever than the nature, but the healthiest and best way is just to take it how it is. So NutriBullet, and also another good thing is stone meals. So you can actually make your own flour from anything what you wish. And it's simple, it's super small. I don't have it, but I would love to try it out. And another tip is always think what you can save. So when you go to supermarket, look up for these lonely bananas. Look up maybe, like I have to say, I do buy food with a sticker from time to time where it's written 30% discount, because in 3-4 days it's expiration date. Because I realized that when I buy a lot and then it's all staying in my fridge, I come to it exactly at the same date. So maybe better to buy it now, but you buy organic if you feel like it's more profitable for you price-wise, and you just freeze it and then you cook it when you need it. Also, another good tip is when you come from supermarket, you can prepare your food. So you can marinate it, you can massage into, if you eat fish or meat still, you can prepare it on a spot and then freeze it into these things in which you put it in a ovens. But of course, meat consumptions, it's like reduce it as much as you can, slowly, gradually, consciously. You don't need to consume this pain. You don't need to consume these antibiotics and stuff behind it. It's like really, it's a lot of movies. Another movie from Netflix is Game Changers. Maybe you watched it. That it's like our blood is showing everything, how it's changing after consumption of certain stuff. So it's not a secret. It's so simple. Another tip is to bake at once many things. So, and not preheat up your oven. It's so simple. I always do in parallel bread and vegetables, for example. And homemade bread, this bread which is not with a sourdough. You can make your bread rise without any additives. And it's appeared to be so simple. For many years, I was like, wow, maybe one day I will do this kind of bread, so healthy from completely dark flour, But I thought, it's so difficult. I've been through so many recipes, but actually it's so super simple, and I will share with you now.
Perfect.
Because it only takes 4 minutes and 20 seconds for me to make a bread.
Whoa.
From the moment it's empty bowl to the moment it's staying in the oven. Yes. So all you need is a little or medium jar from the glass. And then you put a little bit of flour. You can put dark flour there. And then every day, some people throw away half. Some people just keep it like this. But you have to put the same amount how it is there now. So, for example, you start with a tablespoon. You put tablespoons of flour and then a tablespoon of water, or just to make this cream paste like, kefir. And then next day, you put double. So you're always doubling. And in a couple of days, you will see that it's starting to rise and smell and go down and up.
Yeah.
And then in some days, you will see, like in 4 or 5 days, you will feel like it's come down and the smell is changed and then you can start cooking with it. And a super easy recipe is 500 grams of flour, 400 grams of water, 1 tablespoon of salt. You can put oils or you cannot put. I don't see any difference practically when I tried both ways. So you have this at home always. And if you don't use this sour bread for raising, you can keep it in the fridge. Only from time to time, every 3 days, you just feed it a little bit because it's a live creature and it becomes stronger. Some of them even 100 years old in Italy. They just keep on going and doing it, becomes stronger, and it's just fantastic. Fantastically simple, practically, about superfoods, that it's a lot of dark stuff behind it. It's very commercial. We have to find it around us. A lot of stuff underestimated. So we have to keep closer to our traditions and things. The strong stuff is little seeds which you can grow yourself. I mean, the sprouts. It's simple. It's just healthy. It's having boost of energy. You can put it in salads or in smoothies. Apple vinegar. It's lemons. It's curcuma. It's ginger. It's garlic. It's all this little stuff. It's super affordable. What saved me in childhood, I think, it was this sour cabbage. And it's so easy to do as well. It's like, I'm going to say it in 20 seconds. You just cut the cabbage, slice it or grate it. And then for 1 kilo, you put 1 tablespoon of salt, practically the same like bread. And then you put it in a glass and you can press it a little bit. And from time to time, during 4 or 5 days while it's fermenting, you just make few holes. And then you press it again with a spoon. And practically that's it. You can put some spices into it, anything. Practically, I was so surprised that you can ferment anything. And I'm still discovering it, but this is old Russian recipe, and this cabbage is amazing. And you can really feel how your digestion is changed in 1 day, in 1 meal. Just it's fantastic, and it's so simple to make, because most of the people, we are so confused with this antibiotics overconsumption, and we consume enough of this with meals and doctors. It's crazy. Like now, a few of my relatives, they went to take, their teeth were taking out, and the doctor told them, you have to take antibiotics just in case, because it might be inflammation or something can go wrong. So they do take it from the first day. And I was trying to stop them. I was trying to say, come on, you have it just in case. Most likely nothing will happen. Wait, because you have something. No, they said doctors told us to do that. So we just do it. And most of the people do this way. And there is this pharma industry which saying, then you can take probiotics, prebiotics, and it will be fine. But practically, it's super difficult to really reconstruct our microbiome with the pills. It's much easier with this fermented food. And when we kill it all, we kill good and bad. And before, people had absolutely different idea of what is microbiome. But actually now we know that 95% of serotonin is in our gut, and even in our brain, around 1 neuron cell of our brain, it's about 7-10 bacteria circulating to make it work. And I can advise you book with the name Charming Gut. Maybe you heard about it. It's also TED, on TED conference. The author of this book was, so you can look at it at YouTube. It's fascinating how she studied and how one evening when she was sitting at the table with one guy and she smelled, practically his breath was smelly. And she started to think like, why is it? Does it change anything? And then next day she found out that this guy committed suicide. So she realized there is strong connection. And there is amazing, now treats like crazy amazing. For example, people now treat people with the poo pills. Imagine, it's something legal, something. So practically it's a lot of experiments were done where microbiome of somebody was transferred to somebody else, and people change habits, like food preferences, moods, character, everything. fermented food is the best and the only way, and to be super careful with antibiotics as much as you can. My recipes, some simple recipes, practically always experiment. It's art of food. It's pleasure to cook. It's always you can do something different, something your way. So I love simple recipes. Everybody loves them practically. So I love lentil soup from it's Turkish meal, I think. My mom also do. So you can practically take any kind of lentil or bean and you boil it with water and spices for an hour or something. So just let it be.
Yeah.
And then you get cream soup, which is super good for you. It's really lasts long. You feel full. Also, soup, which is cream soup, is super easy to make. You just put everything that you find at home, which is eatable, and you just boil it. So it can be carrots, broccoli, potatoes, anything. And you just blend it. And then you add this olive oil and things on top. You can make jam, which is healthy. For example, I love black currant. And I realized with my husband that it's so much easier if you take, for example, some dry fruits or coconut sugar. It's actually healthier than brown sugar. It's having different structures. So you can add coconut sugar and blend in the NutriBullet with some berries. And you keep it in the fridge for a couple of weeks and you eat it fresh. You can add there some ginger, some spices, and here we go. So honey is also an option. Pasta, as I said already, do it fresh, do it with seeds, greens. It's a lot of stuff actually even growing around you, which is eatable and we just don't know anything about it. It's flowers exist, which is eatable. You can plant, they're beautiful, you go and eat them. So you just have to Google up eatable plants in your area and you find it. Some stuff is really resistant and you grow it without any problems. So another thing is when I replaced, my son loved pancakes and we replaced white flour with the darkest flour. And I was sure it's not going to be the same because it's much heavier and, you know, this white flour having some magic about it. But it was so super yummy. I was surprised that taste actually was even good. It was still very gentle, soft taste. So I love cheese pancakes as well. If somebody eats dairy foods. So it just practically you put cheese, you can bake it. You just practically bake it with something what you want. Either you want to make it sour or sweet. You bake it in the oven. So also another thing I wanted to mention that it's very important to go bio. And you don't have to change everything. You just have to go on top 3 products which your family use. And it's really like good change which you can do.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Green Living Chat. Our goal here is to discuss emerging environmental issues and challenges and find possible solutions to educate the public. So why don't you get in touch with us on all our social media platforms at Kamath Solutions or visit our website www.kamethsolutions.com, and we'll be excited to hear from you and engage with you. Consider giving us a star rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast. See you on the next episode. Until then, live green.